Before we get into this video, we are discussing a very serious coverage of topics like pedophilia and grooming. And if that makes you uncomfortable at all, then it's probably best to skip this video and watch something else. Let's get into it. We've heard countless stories of crime on the internet, but we usually hear about it through the means of the dark web, websites that carry drugs and dark web predator rings being busted. But what if I told you one of the largest groups of predators are on one of the most popular apps for ages 13 and above? TikTok itself needs absolutely no introduction. It is one of the most popular apps on the planet with 5.4 billion with a B downloads. And for an app made for children 13 and above, you'd expect it to have some sort of semblance of safety features or any good moderation when it comes to things like grooming and pedophilia. But TikTok's moderation has notoriously been useless. And what I'm covering today isn't an isolated time. TikTok has had this problem for many, many years. It all started with this tweet that I found showing a TikTok video from this incredibly inappropriate video was made by a user named That Cute Boyo. And if we take a look at Boyo's bio on his TikTok page, we see that he's 14 years old. And we know this because it may say 41 right there, but a lot of tricks that minors use to bypass their age is they will use this emoji to indicate that they are swapping the numbers. So you'll see a lot of 31 swap emoji to indicate that they are 13 years old. And you'll also notice that I had to blur 2 videos from this guy's account. There is a lot of blurring in this video because it is insane what is on TikTok fully up, and it is disgusting. And when I went to go and investigate this rabbit hole, I could not believe that that video was still up. I don't think I have to tell you why this video is wrong. It's very obviously like predatory, and it is sad to see that someone 14 years old is posting this kind of video. And for more clarification, if you guys don't know what a cub is, it is like a young furry. The comments on this video are some of just the most absolutely disgusting I have ever seen on this platform, and it tags on borderline illegal. There are so many instances of children being actively groomed by adults in this comment section. We also see adults actively looking for children to groom in this comment section. Or there's Zangi, which are 2 encrypted messaging apps that a lot of predators use to groom children. One person, this person is truly disturbing. In their repost, they have fully bypassed adult content on TikTok, which is a theme you'll see for a lot of these people. They post adult content on TikTok, so it makes it easier to groom children and get them addicted. If you look at their profile picture and their description, you'll see they have this color scheme in their profile picture. And in their description, we see they are 26 years old. And in their reposts, they try to defend their sexual deviancy and disgusting ideas. And it's pathetic. And if you don't know what that color scheme or flag is in the profile picture, it is the map flag. And what a map is someone who claims to be a minor attracted person, which spells it out for you. They're attracted to minors. That is one of the many sort of dog whistles that these predators use to signal to each other that they are predators. And if you don't know how this kind of grooming really works on TikTok, these pedophiles create an account and they post a lot of adult content so they can attract minors and groom them into being desensitized to the sexual content, get them addicted to the content, and then they will groom the minor. And there's a lot of signals that they use, like emoji combos and acronyms. Some of these include the aforementioned MAP, or MAA, or AAM, which is minor attracted adult or adult attracted minor. Again, they also use certain emojis, examples like the swirl emoji and this strange emoji combo I found, which is a pizza and a football. And I found out why this specific emoji combo exists, and I'll put it up on screen, but it is genuinely one of the most heart-wrenching things I have ever read. And a lot of these emoji combos are made to be vague because they're supposed to be underground and undetectable. That's why they just look like normal things. Like a normal person could possibly have a football and a pizza emoji in their bio because those are two things that a lot of people like and like them together. But you can tell when it's someone that's trying to be a predator. Like I said, one tactic that these people use is to show these children sexual content, but then make it gradually more hypersexualized. They enhance the features, they add disgusting AI enhanced properties, and this desensitizes a lot of vulnerable children, and it gets them addicted to this sexual content from this person, and it makes them a lot easier to be taken advantage of. I literally cannot show these on YouTube. Like, I will get struck. I would get banned if I even showed these on YouTube. That's why there's so much blurring and censoring in this video. But TikTok lets these things run free. And if you've ever reported something on TikTok, you know how completely useless it is. And let's always keep in mind that we should not ever blame a child for being exploited. Not once, because these children are being taken advantage of. And they don't know that a lot of the time. Most of the time, they have no idea what is happening. They're seeking a lot of the time validation or partnership, but they don't know a lot of the time that that's not how it's supposed to be. It is always the adult's fault. They're taking advantage of these kids. And the fact that 90% of every single profile that I saw and that I clicked on posted wildly inappropriate sexual content. And it has been plaguing TikTok for a very, very long time. And there has not been a thing done about it. And from what I saw, a lot of these people will favorite videos of minors in stuff that would be normal, like swimwear. And they favorite these and add them to collections on TikTok. Or they use stuff that looks like children, like lolly content or cub content. And they also have stuff with children doing gymnastics, which is reminiscent of a problem that YouTube had, and which is part of the reason YouTube no longer has comments on children's videos. There are so many accounts that use gross dog whistles, and they use things like Telegram in bio or Zongi in bio, and it's so bad. And what is also really bad is that there are some children in this comment section who end up sexualizing themselves. And it is just it is horrible. They label themselves as adult attracted minors, and they hope that a predator checks out their profile, and it is heartbreaking to see. But their absolute and disgusting deviancy does not stop only at children. There's also a large intersecting part of these groups, which include zoophiles. And one way that these people try to normalize themselves into regular life is they try to integrate themselves with the LGBTQ community. We see them try to associate with the LGBTQ community to try and normalize their attraction to children, dogs, horses, and even lizards. Another community that I found out is peddling a lot of this is something called the rad queer community. And I recommend Jessica's 2 videos on the rad queer community. They are incredible. Give them a watch here when you're done. The rad queer community is a group of people who think that the queer community is too Puritan. A community they think is not as accepting as it should be. So they form the community rad queer, which is a portmanteau of radical and queer. They support the idea of things like trans IDs and paraphilias. Trans IDs are things like transracial and transabled. Think of like TikTok in 2022, the whole RCTA thing and transabled thing, where people were claiming that they were able bodied, but they felt like they should have been amputees, or they felt like they should have been autistic in another life, or they felt like they should have been born Korean. That's what they fully support. But what we're focusing on is paraphilias. Things like pedophilia and zoophilia ultimately fall under these categories. And you see this community defending those ideas. And one way they do this is they separate it into two ideas, contact and non contact, which are what they sound like. One of them is okay with having physical contact with animals or with children, and the other is not okay with having physical contact, but okay with having these feelings towards them. And a lot of these people in these communities are minors. And I believe that they find their way into this community with something called dark shipping. Jessica touched on this in her video. So again, after this, please go give it a watch. It's a great video. Shipping content is usually consumed by children in fandoms of children. And sometimes there's this idea of dark shipping, or there's adults that come into these childlike fandoms and brings in their gross fantasies. And for those who don't know what dark shipping is, it's the idea of shipping two characters in taboo settings, like age gap with minors and adults. And there are a lot of places where this is not common, but you will see it in the shipping content for fandoms full of children. And when minors fall into this community of people, they are inherently in danger. As Jessica said, they're brushing shoulders with pedophiles. And on TikTok, this is more evident than ever. TikTok allows this brewing pot of criminality on their platform, and they do nothing about it. And with the rad queer community being fully accepting of these people, it is insane to me. These are people who hurt children and who hurt animals. And these platforms do absolutely nothing about it. Every 3 months, Twitter has a brand new problem with CSAM and pedophiles. And TikTok moderation is so fucked that they have no idea what they're doing. They don't take down porn on their app, and they give people strikes on their account for doing nothing wrong. It upsets me heavily that this is even a problem on the platform, especially a platform with billions of children on it. There's so much harmful activity and grooming that is going on this app, and it is sickening. But TikTok stays idle and does nothing about it. It's not like these dog whistles or code words are unknown about. And even if they were unknown about, these people are posting porn to your app. A lot of it. These people aren't hidden about their attraction. They are very open about it. This is a matter of genuine minor safety. If you see anything, please try your best to report it. Seriously, this stuff is dangerous. And the fact that TikTok is so unregulated when it comes to it is terrifying. I wish there was really a happy way to end this video. There isn't. And the only thing we can do about this is spread awareness and keep fighting for these children.